Beloved, there comes a moment in life when the noise of the world is no longer enough. The opinions of others cannot guide you, and the old patterns no longer fit the person you are becoming. That moment is the whisper of your soul, gently reminding you, you have to find out who you are. You are not your past. No matter how many times you have been hurt, no matter how many mistakes you have made, no matter many regrets weigh heavy on your heart, the truth is simple: those moments do not define you. They were experiences, lessons, chapters in the story of your life, but they are not who you are at your core. Too often, we believe that our past has the final word over our worth. We replay old conversations in our minds. We revisit the pain of choices we wish we had made differently, and we allow those memories to build invisible walls around our future. But life is not asking you to live chained to yesterday. Life is asking you to recognize the freedom that exists right now, in this moment. Every day you awaken is a new chance to choose again. The past has no power except the power you give it in your thoughts. If you continue to say, I am broken because of what happened to me, you will remain broken. If you continue to say, I am unworthy because of my mistakes, you will carry that unworthiness like a heavy coat. But if you choose to say, that was then and this is now, I am free to create something different, then you open a doorway to healing and transformation. Your past is like a shadow. It may follow you, but it does not control where you walk unless you turn around and stare at it. The light of your present moment is always stronger than the shadows of yesterday. When you learn to bring your focus back to the now, you begin to see how much power you have. You are the thinker of your thoughts. You are the creator of the beliefs you choose to hold on to. You are the one with the ability to rewrite your story. Perhaps you've been told that people never change, that once you've made certain choices, you are marked forever. But that is not the truth of life. The truth is that change is always possible. Growth is always available, and forgiveness is always healing. Forgiveness does not mean you deny what happened. It means you release yourself from being tied to it. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you, so you can walk lighter, freer, and more open to love. You must understand that your past is not wasted. Even the painful parts have been preparing you for the person you are becoming. The moments when you stumbled taught you resilience. The times you were abandoned taught you the importance of self-love. The betrayals opened your eyes to what loyalty truly means. Every scar on your heart is not a symbol of weakness, but of survival, of endurance, and of growth. Instead of hating your past, honor it for the lessons it gave you, and then bless it and let it go. You are not defined by the family you were born into, the mistakes you made in relationships, the money you lost, or the opportunities that slipped through your hands. You are defined by the choices you make today. Who you are is not trapped in yesterday's story. Who you are is always being written in this moment. And in this moment, you have the power to say, I am more than what has happened to me. I am more than the mistakes I made. I am a new creation. I am whole. I am worthy of love and success. I am free. When you stop identifying yourself with your pain, you begin to see your light. Imagine if a flower refused to bloom because last season it withered. Imagine if the sun refused to rise because yesterday it set. Nature teaches us that renewal is constant, and you too are part of that divine rhythm. Your past was simply a season, and just as seasons change, so can you. Every time you catch yourself saying, I can't because of what happened, I want you to gently replace it with, I can because I am not my past. Every time your mind pulls you into guilt or shame, place your hand on your heart and remind yourself, I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming. Life does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to be present, willing, and open to change. You are here today because you have more to live for. You are here because your story is not over. The universe would not keep waking you up each morning if you had nothing left to give, nothing left to experience, nothing left to love. The breath in your body is proof that you are still needed. And because you are needed, you must rise above your past. You must refuse to let old pain steal your joy. You must choose to see yourself as new, whole, and capable. So let this be your truth. You are not your past. You are not your scars. You are not your mistakes. You are not the judgments others placed upon you. You are a divine being, alive in this moment, capable of endless growth, renewal, and transformation. You are the author of your new story, and starting today, you can write it with love, courage, hope. The past is behind you. The future is wide open. And who you truly are is waiting for you to step fully into the light of now. Silence is your doorway to truth. In the stillness of life, when the noise of the world fades away, you meet the deepest part of yourself. Most of us run from silence because we are afraid of what we might hear when the distractions are gone. We fill our lives with constant activity, constant voices, and endless entertainment, hoping to avoid the quiet moments that reveal what is truly inside us. Yet it is in silence where life speaks the loudest. It is in silence that you find answers that no book, no teacher, and no crowd can ever give you. When you sit in silence, you begin to notice that beneath all your fears, doubts, and stories, there is a calm presence. That presence is your truth. It is the part of you that has always been there, even when everything around you changed. It is the voice that whispers gently, guiding you back to love, reminding you that you are more than your problems, more than your past, and more than the labels others place on you. The mind is often like a storm, filled with thoughts rushing in every direction. If you try to listen in the middle of the storm, you hear only confusion. But when you become still, when you breathe and allow silence to wash over you, the storm begins to calm, and suddenly you see clearly. You realize that most of the things you were worried about are not as heavy as you believed. You see that peace has always been available, waiting for you to stop running. Silence is not empty. It is full of wisdom, healing, and answers. In silence, you realize that you do not have to chase life so desperately. You begin to trust that life flows naturally, that what is meant for you will always find you. In silence, you learn to let go of forcing and controlling. You discover that your truth is not found in the opinions of others, but in the gentle knowing that rises from within. Some people believe that silence is loneliness, but it is not. Loneliness comes from being disconnected from yourself. Silence, when embraced, connects you more deeply to who you are. It teaches you to enjoy your own presence. It helps you see that you are whole and complete, even when no one else is around. When you are comfortable in silence, you no longer fear being alone, because you know that you are never truly alone. You carry the entire universe within you. Think about how nature speaks. A flower does not shout to be noticed, it simply blooms in silence. A sunrise does not need noise to announce itself, it rises quietly, painting the sky with beauty. Even the stars shine silently, yet they light up the entire night. In the same way, your truth does not scream. It reveals itself softly, in silence. When you are willing to listen, the world around you will always try to tell you who to be, what to want, and how to live. But if you only follow the voices outside, you will lose touch with the voice inside. The outer voices are loud, demanding, and often filled with fear. The inner voice is calm, steady, and filled with love. That inner voice is your truth, and you can only hear it when you make space for silence. There will be times when silence feels uncomfortable, because it brings up emotions you have avoided. Old pain, buried fears, and unhealed wounds may rise. But this is not a punishment. It is a blessing. Silence is giving you the chance to face what needs healing. When you allow those emotions to surface, you release them. You stop carrying them in your heart, and you create room for peace, joy, and love. Silence also deepens your connection to the divine. When you pray, you speak to life. But when you are silent, you allow life to speak back to you. Answers come in subtle ways, in a feeling, a thought, a sudden clarity, or a deep sense of knowing. Silence opens the doorway for this guidance to flow. It reminds you that you are always supported, always loved, and always connected to something greater than yourself. The truth you are seeking about your life, who you are, why you are here, what you are meant to do, will not be found in the endless noise of the outside world. It will be found in the quiet place within you. All you need is the courage to sit still, breathe, and listen. Make space for silence every day, even if just for a few minutes. Turn off the noise, put aside the distractions, and simply be. At first, your mind may resist. It will try to fill the silence with chatter. But do not fight it. Breathe and wait, slowly. The chatter will soften and a deeper presence will emerge. That presence is your truth, peace, and your freedom. Silence is your doorway to truth, and the truth is simple: you are enough, you are loved, you are guided, and you are free to live fully. When you walk through the doorway of silence, you step into the most powerful discovery you can ever make, the discovery of your true self. Self-love reveals your identity. When you begin to look at yourself through the eyes of kindness instead of criticism, through the lens of compassion instead of judgment, you start to see the truth of who you really are. For too long, many of us have been conditioned to believe that our value depends on how much we do, how perfect we are, or how well we please others. We wear masks to fit in, we hide parts of ourselves to feel accepted, and we live in fear of not being enough. Yet beneath all of that, there is a self that longs to be seen, acknowledged, and loved just as it is. That self is your true identity, and you discover it only when you practice self-love. Self-love is not arrogance, nor is it selfishness. It is the gentle recognition that you are worthy of love, care, and respect simply because you exist. When you treat yourself with love, you stop needing approval from the outside world to feel whole. You begin to realize that your worth was never tied to other people's opinions, to your past mistakes, or to society's expectations. Your worth is inherent, unchanging, and eternal. It has always been there, but often it is covered by layers of self-doubt and neglect. Self-love is the process of peeling back those layers so the real you can shine through. Many people believe that they will finally feel complete when they receive love from someone else. They search endlessly, waiting for a partner, a friend, or a family member to fill the emptiness inside. But the truth is, no amount of love from others can replace the love you withhold from yourself. Others can affirm you, encourage you, and support you, but only you can give yourself the unconditional acceptance that your soul longs for. When you learn to love yourself fully, you no longer depend on others to define who you are. You know your own worth, and that knowledge makes you unshakable. Self-love is also the foundation for discovering your purpose. When you treat yourself with kindness, you give yourself permission to listen to your own heart. You stop silencing your desires, and you begin to hear the whispers of your soul guiding you toward what feels authentic and true. Without self-love, you may spend years chasing what others think is right for you, only to feel lost and unfulfilled. But when you love yourself enough to honor your own path, your true identity unfolds naturally. You become aligned with the life you are meant to live. Practicing self Love means changing the way you speak to yourself. For years, you may have repeated harmful thoughts. I'm not smart enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not successful enough. Those words sink into your subconscious and shape the way you see yourself. But when you begin to replace those thoughts with affirmations of love, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am enough, you create a new identity rooted in truth. Words have power, and when you use them to uplift yourself, you reshape not only your mind, but your entire reality. Love also teaches you how to set boundaries. When you love yourself, you stop tolerating what diminishes you. You learn to say no to relationships that drain your energy, to habits that harm your health, and to environments that make you feel small. Each boundary you set is an act of honoring your identity. You declare to the world, I respect myself enough to protect my peace, my joy, and my worth. In doing so, you create space for the right people and experiences to enter your life. The journey of self-love is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you have always been. Deep down, you already know your identity. You already know that you are whole, capable, and deserving. What self-love does is bring that truth to the surface, clearing away the lies and doubts that cloud your vision. It reminds you that you do not need to earn love. You are love. You do not need to prove your worth. You are worthy simply by being alive. When you live from a place of self-love, you carry yourself differently. You walk with confidence, not because you think you are better than others, but because you finally recognize your own light. You speak with clarity, not because you have all the answers, but because you are no longer afraid of being yourself. You connect with others from a place of fullness, not neediness, because you are not searching for them to complete you. Instead, you share your love because your heart is already overflowing. The greatest gift you can ever give yourself is love. When you embrace self-love, you uncover your identity as someone who is strong, radiant, and deeply connected to life. You stop living as a reflection of what others think and begin to live as the authentic expression of who you are. Self-love is not just a practice, it is a revelation. It reveals the truth that was always within you. You are enough, you are lovable, and you are whole. You are connected to something greater. Even in the moments when you feel small, lost, or forgotten, there is a force flowing through you that is larger than your fears, stronger than your doubts, and more infinite than anything your mind can grasp. Life itself breathes through you. The same energy that created the stars, the oceans, and the mountains is the very energy that keeps your heart beating and your lungs expanding with every breath. You are not separate from this power. You are part of it, one with it, and forever supported by it. Too often, we walk through life believing we are alone. We convince ourselves that every burden rests on our shoulders, that we must figure everything out by ourselves, that we are disconnected from the source of wisdom and strength. But when you pause, when you quiet the noise of your mind and simply feel into your being, you begin to sense the truth. You are connected to something vast and loving, something that wants to guide you, nurture you, and carry you toward your highest good. Think about how many miracles are woven into the fabric of existence. The earth spins at the perfect speed. The sun rises each morning without fail. Seasons change in perfect rhythm, and nature renews itself endlessly. None of this happens by accident. It is all part of a greater intelligence, a divine order that sustains life. And if the universe cares so deeply for the flowers, the rivers, and the stars, how much more must it care for you? You are not here by chance. You are not an accident. You are here because life itself chose to express through you. When you realize your connection to something greater, fear begins to lose its power over you. You no longer see yourself as a tiny being tossed about by circumstances. Instead, you understand that there is a current carrying you, guiding you toward growth, love, and expansion. Even your challenges are not punishments, but invitations to rise higher, to trust deeper, to step more fully into the truth of who you are. What may look like a setback is often a setup for something more beautiful, orchestrated by the intelligence that knows what you cannot yet see. This connection also means you are never truly alone. Even in the darkest nights of the soul, when friends and family are far away, the universe is with you. That presence can be felt in silence, in meditation, in the stillness between your breaths. It can be seen in the synchronicities that show up in your life. The perfect conversation at the perfect time. The book that falls into your hands just when you need its wisdom. The stranger's kindness that lifts your spirit when you least expect it. These are not coincidences. They are reminders of your connection to the greater whole. You are also connected to every living being. Though we appear separate, like drops of water in the ocean, we are all made of the same essence. The love you give to another flows back to you, and the kindness you withhold from yourself ripples into the world around you. When you hurt someone, you hurt yourself, because there is no true separation. And when you love someone, you love yourself more deeply, because love is the language of the greater source we are all part of. Your connection to something greater is also the source of your creativity, your intuition, and your wisdom. Inspiration does not come from the mind alone. It comes from tapping into the infinite field of possibility that surrounds you. That sudden idea, that inner nudge, that gut feeling, these are whispers from the greater intelligence guiding you. When you learn to trust them, you stop doubting yourself and begin to move with more ease and confidence. To feel this connection more deeply, you do not need to go anywhere special or do anything complicated. Simply become still. Place your hand over your heart and notice its rhythm. Notice your breath as it flows in and out. Realize that you are being sustained by life in every moment without effort on your part. The same force that beats your heart beats the heart of the universe. When you sit with that awareness, you begin to remember who you are. Not a small, powerless being, but an expression of the infinite itself. Once you embrace your connection to something greater, your perspective on life changes. You no longer need to control every detail because you trust the process unfolding. You no longer chase desperately after love or success because you know you are already connected to the source of all abundance. You no longer shrink in fear because you understand that the power within you is the same power that moves galaxies. You begin to walk with faith, confidence, and peace, knowing that you are supported in ways beyond your understanding. This connection is your anchor in difficult times and your wings in moments of joy. It reminds you that you belong here, that your life has meaning, and that every step you take is guided. You are not separate, not forgotten, not small. You are part of something vast, beautiful, and eternal. And the more you honor this connection, the more your life unfolds with grace, love, and miracles. You are connected to something greater, and that truth will never leave you. It is the light within your soul, the peace in your heart, and the love that surrounds you in every moment. All you need to do is remember it, trust it, and allow it to guide you. Release the false labels. From the time you were young, the world has been trying to tell you who you are. Parents, teachers, friends, and even strangers have placed words on you, and over time, those words may have sunk into your heart like heavy stones. Some called you lazy, some called you too emotional, some said you were not smart enough, not pretty enough, not strong enough, not capable enough. And without realizing it, you began to wear those labels as if they were your identity. But the truth is, none of those labels define you. They are illusions, opinions, projections of others who themselves were carrying false labels. To live in your full power, you must let them go. False labels keep you trapped in a story that does not belong to you. When you believe them, you shrink yourself, you dim your light, you hold back your gifts. You may find yourself saying things like, "I've always been this way," or "That's just who I am," not realizing that you are repeating someone else's script, not your own. Every time you accept a false label, you deny yourself the chance to discover your true identity. But deep inside, there is a voice that whispers, "I am more than this. I am not the names they gave me. I am something greater." Think of how often we define ourselves by roles or circumstances. We say, "I am a failure because my business didn't work," or "I am unlovable because my relationship ended." These are not truths, they are labels. Experiences are not identities. What you went through does not define who you are. It only describes a moment in time. You are not your mistakes, not your heartbreaks, not your losses. Those are events, not definitions. You are the one who lived through them, the one who kept going, the one who is still here. Releasing false labels means choosing to stop carrying other people's opinions like they are chains around your neck. Ask yourself, whose voice am I really listening to when I say I am not enough? Whose belief am I repeating when I say I can't succeed? So often, these voices are not yours. They came from someone who was limited by their own pain, someone who did not see their own worth, and so they could not recognize yours. When you see this clearly, you begin to understand that carrying false labels is like wearing someone else's clothes. They never fit, they never feel comfortable, and they were never meant for you. Imagine a child who is told repeatedly that they are slow or incapable. That child may begin to shrink, avoiding challenges, believing they cannot succeed. Yet the truth may be that the child is gifted in a different way, that their creativity, compassion, or intuition is their strength. But because the false label was repeated, they begin to believe it. Many of us are still carrying those same childhood labels into adulthood. We live as though those words are law, when in reality they are lies. To step into your true self, you must look at those old words and say, "This is not mine. I release it now." When you release false labels, you make space for your authentic identity to shine. You begin to say, "I am not what they called me. I am what I choose to be." You start to create new labels rooted in truth and love. Instead of saying, "I am weak," you affirm, "I am strong." Instead of saying, "I am unworthy," you affirm instead of deserving, "I am broken." You affirm, "I am whole." With every loving word you speak to yourself, you peel away the layers of lies and reveal the radiant soul underneath. This process takes practice, because the old labels may try to return. The mind likes to repeat what it knows, even if it is painful. But each time you catch yourself repeating a false label, stop and ask, is this really me? Or is this an old story that no longer fits? That single question can break the cycle. You are not required to carry forward anything that was never true to begin with. As you release false labels, your life begins to change. You walk taller because you no longer carry the weight of others' opinions. You speak with more clarity because you no longer silence yourself to fit into boxes. You love more freely because you no longer fear rejection for being who you are. The world around you shifts because when you stop believing lies about yourself, others stop believing them too. You teach people how to see you by how you see yourself. The truth is that you are limitless. You cannot be contained by words like too much or not enough. You are not a single label. You are a living expression of love, creativity, wisdom, and light. You are always changing, always growing, always becoming. No single opinion could ever capture your depth. So why let the false ones hold you down? Today is the day to strip them off, like old garments that no longer fit. Release them with love, knowing they were only someone else's misunderstanding. Stand before yourself with honesty and say, I am not what they said I was. I am not judgment, not fear, not their limitation. I am free. I am whole. I am who I choose to be. When you live from that place, no false label can ever define you again. You are no longer a reflection of other people's opinions. You are the radiant truth of your own being. And that truth is stronger, brighter, and more powerful than any word the world could ever place upon you. Your purpose will find you even when you are not searching for it. It does not hide from you. It waits for you to be ready. So often, people exhaust themselves chasing answers, looking for some grand meaning, or questioning if they are on the right path. They run in circles, worrying that they will miss their destiny, that somehow life will pass them by without ever giving them what they were meant to have. But the truth is simple. Your purpose is already written in your heart. It does not need to be chased, only allowed. Think about how nature unfolds. A seed does not panic about becoming a tree. It simply rests in the soil, receiving water, light and nourishment, and in its own time, it blossoms into exactly what it was created to be. Your purpose works in the same way. You do not have to struggle, force, or demand it to appear. Instead, you create the right environment within yourself through love, patience, and trust, and then life brings it to you. Too often, we attach our purpose to titles, jobs, or external achievements. We think we are only worthy if we can point something tangible to prove our existence matters. But purpose is not about what you do, it is about who you are. Your very presence is already meaningful. The way you smile at a stranger, the kindness you offer to someone in pain, the energy you bring into a room, these small moments are often the purest expressions of your purpose. When you stop searching frantically and begin listening, you will notice how life gently guides you. Every experience, even the painful ones, is shaping you, polishing you, preparing you for the role you were born to play. The heartbreaks, the failures, the doubts, none of it is wasted. Each piece of your story is a stepping stone toward the discovery of who you truly are and why you are here. What feels like delay is not denial, it is divine timing, aligning you with what is truly meant for you. Your purpose is not something far away, it is something you carry within. When you quiet the noise of comparison, the constant urge to prove yourself, you will hear the whisper of your soul. It speaks softly, often in moments of stillness, guiding you toward the things that bring you alive, the things that feel natural, the things that expand your heart. That is your compass. That is your truth. There will be times when you feel lost, when you wonder if life has forgotten you. But even in those moments, something greater is moving within you, orchestrating connections, opportunities, and lessons that you cannot yet see. Just because you cannot trace the pattern does not mean the pattern isn't there. Trust that you are being carried. Trust that your purpose is seeking you as much as you are seeking it. You do not have to be extraordinary in the world's eyes to live your purpose. You do not have to change the entire planet or be recognized by millions. Your purpose might be to heal your own family line, to break cycles of pain, to bring laughter where there was silence, to hold love where there was fear. Your purpose might be to inspire one soul who goes on to inspire countless others. You may never know the ripple you create, but your life matters more than you realize. Instead of asking, "What is my purpose?" ask, "How can I live fully in this moment?" Because it is in the present that your purpose is revealed. When you are true to yourself, when you show up with honesty, when you embrace your gifts, your purpose unfolds naturally. You cannot miss what was made for you. So breathe. Release the pressure. Stop believing that you are behind or unworthy because you haven't figured everything out yet. You are not late. You are right on time. Life is unfolding exactly as it should, and your purpose will rise to meet you. All that is asked of you is to trust, to love yourself enough to follow what lights you up, and to allow life to guide your steps. You are not lost. You are on the path. And when the time is right, your purpose will no longer be a question. It will simply be who you are.